It all makes sense now. Jordan Matthews was simply not the prototypical slot receiver that Doug Pederson wanted. Oh yeah, I said it. Think about it. Think about all the weird things that Doug was saying about Jordan Matthews and about his injury during the training camp press conferences. It was weird. Now, I know that Doug can get a little weird during his pressers, but this was extra weird. So think about what Andy Reid and even Doug Pederson, what they like. They like to create mismatch problems in the slot, using running backs, using tight ends, using wide receivers. But Jordan Matthews really isn't scheme versatile. They tried to play him outside last offseason during OTAs and training camp. Didn't work out for them. So now you look at it, and he's shipped away. And he's shipped away with a third-round pick, which was the crown jewel of this trade. It wasn't Jordan Matthews. Jordan Matthews was simply a throw-in. So let's circle back about a month or two ago, because it's Daniel Jeremiah's fault. He's the one that started this mess.
Nelson Aguilar has had a total rebirth. He's in the slot. He's going to live in the slot. He's going to be their slot receiver. I'll be shocked if he's not. I don't know what that means for Jordan Matthews.
Well, we all found out a little bit later what that meant. So Jordan Matthews was held out at OTAs due to knee tendonitis. Okay, that's fine. All right. You want him healthy for training camp. Okay, I get it. Nelson Aguilar excelled in the slot during the OTAs. Then training camp rolled around. And before it started, Doug Pederson told reporters that Matthews was going to be a full go. He was good to go. And then the first day of training camp happened, and Matthews didn't practice. Doug Pederson said he was fine, but he didn't practice. Well, he didn't practice because you got to be healthy in order to get traded.
The fact that Jordan Matthews is still going to be limited, is this lingering longer than you expected, and are you concerned about stretching into the season?
I'm not concerned. I know Jordan's work ethic. I know the type of person and player that he is, we just got to stay on top of it. Obviously, he's been rehabbing all spring, all summer. He's been up here. He was in North Dakota with the guys, and just got to, again, another one that we'll just monitor as we go. Again, we don't really play a game for a long time, so I'm not concerned with.
What's wrong with his knee?
Nothing. Just rehabbing it and just keeping it healthy.
So wait, so you're holding him out of practice? You held him out of practice, but he didn't practice spring because
he didn't practice. That's right.
I mean, there's got to be more something wrong in the knee than you just said nothing if he's not practicing.
Well, I'm not. You can ask Doozy. You can ask our doctors. I'm not a medical guy, so you can ask those questions to them.
Here's the peculiar thing about all this. Back in May, Jordan Matthews was telling Zach Berman of the Philly Inquirer that he wasn't practicing due to an ankle injury. And an ankle injury is why he was forced to miss the last 2 games of the season last year. But the Eagles kept saying he had knee tendonitis. Now, it's possible that he was dealing with both injuries, but it seemed like the ankle was the problem and not the knee, at least according to Jordan. So this whole thing is just weird. And, I do feel bad for Matthews as well, especially after watching John Clark's footage of him arriving in Buffalo. He looks miserable. Oh. Matthews was loved in the locker room. Carson Wentz is one of his best friends. Doug Pederson says that the trade will not hurt the morale of the football team.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I lean back on my career and the times that I had and the situations and the people that I see. And listen, it's decisions you got to make. They're tough, for the organization, for the individuals involved. But listen, it's like anything that we do in life. The next person steps up, and here we go. We can sit and have poor attitudes and all that, but at the same time, we're happy for both parties, and we're moving forward, and that's business as usual.
One thing that you got to remember about Doug Pederson, he's got a lot more formations, and he's got a lot more personnel packages than Chip Kelly used to have. For Doug Pederson, it's about exploiting matchups. For Chip Kelly, it was about getting off as many snaps a game as possible. A lot more different formations. Again, Darren Sproles in the slot. It wasn't just Jordan Matthews. So you look back at Chip Kelly's usage of Jordan Matthews in the slot. His last season here in Philadelphia, Matthews saw 532 snaps from the slot. And that number went all the way down to 329 last season. As, again, others like Darren Sproles, Wendell Smallwood, Zach Ertz were lining up in the slot. 89% of Jordan Matthews' career production is from the slot. It's because he's not really good on the outside. He doesn't have the speed for it.
We move so many guys in and out of that position that it's just kind of by design of the offense, by the scheme of the offense. And you know, with the versatility of some of our running backs that we have with Sproles and Pumphrey, they can utilize that position and create some matchups on against the defense. So the versatility of the position, and then the flexibility that we have as personnel to put guys in that spot is a benefit to us offensively.
This is where things get scary, because Nelson Agholor is going to have to be relied upon for production from the slot. It's not going to be Mac Hollins initially. It's going to be Nelson Agholor. And that is scary. But one thing to keep in mind when listening to press conferences, whenever somebody's name gets brought up without it being prompted, then, yeah, there's a good chance that he's doing really, really well. But doing really, really well in the offseason isn't doing really, really well during the regular season.
You know, Nelson's had a real strong spring and camp. I really do think Nelson's, you know, gotten over the hump and had a great spring and a great training camp. You know, he's just making a ton of plays out here. I mean, we're always going to have a miss or two. Every position does. So, but we're very pleased with how he's playing, making a lot of plays. You know when he's on the field. I think the defense knows when he's on the field. I mean, he's been a threat.
Here's what I remember about Nelson Agholor last season. Things were kind of going okay until week 8 in that Dallas game. Then he dropped the 3rd and 6 quick slant. He went on a post-game tirade, and then things just snowballed after that.
End of the day, man, that is nothing. You just got to make the next one. Everybody runs run routes. You know, sometimes they're contested, sometimes you drop them. But if you make as many as you possibly can that come your way, you're going to put yourself in a good position. No one's perfect. I don't look at no drops, none of that type of tired of hearing stupid. We play football. I mean, I dropped the first one, I ain't dropped one after that. What does it matter? Is it because if we lose, now it's like one place blame on, oh, this person did this. No. As a team, we had a responsibility. End of the day, man, that is nothing. You just got to make the next one. Everybody runs run routes. You know, sometimes they're contested, sometimes you drop them. But if you make as many as you possibly can that come your way, you're going to put yourself in a good position. No one's perfect. I don't look at no drops, none of that type of tired of hearing stupid. We play football. I mean, I dropped the first one, I ain't dropped one after that. What does it matter? Is it because if we lose, now it's like one place blame on, oh, this person did this. No. As a team, we had a responsibility to win football games, and I get it. Certain plays could have helped, but there's still 4 quarters of football to be played. We got to win. And y'all, you heard it from me. I don't got time for that no more, man. I got time to win football games only. No statistics, no who did this. Win. That's all that matters. And that's what this coaching staff care about. That's what I care about. That's what we all care about, winning football games.
Things quickly spiraled out of control for Nelson Agholor after that. More drops and more poor play followed, and it climaxed in Seattle, failing to line up on the line of scrimmage on a Zach Ertz touchdown. And a little bit after that, Twitter exploded when he dropped a would-be 25 to 30-yard reception after burning Richard Sherman. So after that happened, then we had the whole, well, I'm inside my own head thing with Nelly. And he was sacked for Monday Night Football's huge showdown against the Green Bay Packers. The Eagles were in playoff position.
Nelson, what did the ref say to you after that touchdown to Ertz that was called back? Did they explain to you what the penalty was?
Yeah, they said I wasn't on the ball, and you know, I thought I covered the line as well as I should have, but I should have checked with him. As the number one thing is you always got to check with the ref, and usually that's one of the first things I do. When I lined up, I just hugged the line and tried to focus on what the coverage was and what I need to do.
Why didn't you check with the line judge this time?
For some reason, when I got out there, the first thing on my mind was to just hug the line and, you know, just make sure that, because everybody else behind me was going to be off, to show a clear separation between me and them, and then focus on the line. I mean, the defense, because we had a nice little bunch look and they were stacking us. And that was where my mind went to, was something else. I should have done the first thing first.
It seemed like Greg had a message for you when you came off. Greg Lewis, what was he saying to you?
He was disappointed just like I was, because that was a big play. And, you know, and mental errors like that you can't have. And I know better than that, and I shouldn't have done that.
Can you describe the mental error that you had on the drop pass when you were wide open across the seam there?
It's just, I got to get out of my own head. Pressing so much and worried about so much things. I gotta go out there and try to catch the ball like this instead of with my hands, because I'm thinking too much and so worried, and it's just such a selfish thing that I need to stop. I need to give my energy to my teammates in this organization and not myself, and feeling so pressured to make every single thing just have fun.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of felt bad for Nelson Agholor after that. And in his defense, unlike DGB, Nelson Agholor actually gave a shit this offseason. He hit the weights. He trained harder than ever. And we've seen the benefits. Let's just hope it can carry into the regular season. And according to Jeremiah, he thinks it might.
To me, the interesting thing is when you have a guy like last year, really, Nelson Agholor, you're trying to force him to be a 2. You really don't even have a 1. Maybe he's even trying to be the lead guy. Now you come in and say, look, you're number 3, okay? It just puts everybody right in the right pecking order.
Right pecking order.
And it releases some of that pressure, I think, on these guys.
And it really matters. I mean, you have to be positioned in the right role to have success. And for him, he's not really comfortable being a lead horse. He is a guy that is really more comfortable being kind of in the pack. You put him at number 3, I think you have a lot more success with him than you have in other places.
Look, it's great that Nelson Agholor's had a great offseason, great OTAs, great training camp. But I won't believe it till I see it. And I'm pretty sure all of you probably feel the same way. But unlike last year, at least this year there's some potential options at slot if Agholor falters. Matt Collins had a pretty good debut.
What's your level of comfort in the slot?
I think it's just as good as outside. You know, as a receiver, especially here, Coach Gross says be versatile, be good at every spot we can put you in, because that might be your opportunity. So I work as well in the slot as I do outside.
Do they teach you all 3 positions?
Yeah. So obviously I work more outside than slot, but we get opportunities to work in slot in one-on-ones or even team type stuff. So you can always develop as a slot.
Who taught you that stiff arm?
I think it's more a self-preservation type thing, you know. Keep the jersey clean, keep the body healthy.
You look like a veteran.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just stick it out to the right and hope for the best.
Rookie running back Donnell Pumphrey's also seen his fair share of snaps from the slot during the OTAs, during training camp. But quite frankly, I don't think he's there yet as a route runner. Lacks the suddenness, that quickness coming out of his break. He doesn't have it yet. But does get to learn under Mighty Mouse himself, Darren Sproles. Beep, beep.
I mean, the biggest thing of it all is really knowing where I have to play. I mean, 'cause sometimes I'm going to play the slot, and sometimes I'm at the halfback position. And really, when we have our little pony set with me and Sproles in there, I really have to think where I'm going to be at, and that's probably the biggest thing. The most difficult thing really is knowing my route on certain situations that I'm in with Sproles. So.
Speaking of Sproles, how has he worked with you thus far? How's that relationship been?
I mean, it's been really good. I mean, all the questions that I have for him, he's pretty much answers, and he's been a big bro to me. So
the difference from being in the slot as opposed to out wide, you get matched up 1-on-1 against the cornerback, as opposed to inside. We got to have a little bit more spatial awareness. You got to understand zones, because when you're crossing over the middle, well, you got to find the soft spot in it. So we'll see what the Eagles do from the slot position this upcoming season. They're not going to get an individual player with the production of Jordan Matthews, but maybe the cumulative effect of a Zach Ertz, Darren Sproles, Donnell Pumphrey, Nelson Agholor, Matt Collins. A cumulative effect, a cumulative effort. Maybe they'll be all right. We'll see.